In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders.
That's assault, ma'am. Rape that, ma'am. Stop that, ma'am. That's assault, ma'am. That's assault, ma'am. Rape that, ma'am. Rape that, stop that chair here. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault, ma'am. That's assault, ma'am. It is. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Rape that, ma'am. Ma'am. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that go? I will be. Excuse me. Ma'am. Excuse me. Rape that. That's assault. Stop that chair. Ma'am. You cannot touch me like that. Rape that. Rape that. Rape that. Rape that. That's rape that. Rape that. Oh, I will be telling you. Rape that. Rape that. That's assault. Stop that. That's assault. That's assault. Stop that. Rape that. That's assault. Stop that chair here. We have video of her just. These people are going to eject you from this line. How did that show? I will be assault. It is incredibly inappropriate. I will. You cannot touch me like that. That's assault. Rape that. Stop that chair here. Ma'am, you cannot touch me like that. It is incredible. That's assault. Rape that. That's assault. Rape that. Stop that chair. Ma'am. Stop that chair. Ma'am. Stop that chair. Ma'am. These people are going to eject you from this line. Rape that. That's assault. Rape that. Ma'am. Rape that. Oh, I will. Ma'am. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Stop that chair here. That's assault. Rape that. Ma'am, that's assault. Ma'am, rape that. Ma'am, rape that. Stop that chair here. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. Ma'am, that's assault. Ma'am, it is. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will tell you exactly what happened. Rape that. Ma'am. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that go? I will be. Excuse me. Ma'am. Excuse me. Rape that. That's assault. Stop that chair. Ma'am. You cannot touch me like that. Rape that. That's oh, I will be telling you. Rape that. That's assault. That's assault. Stop that. Rape that. That's assault. Stop that chair here. We have video of her just. These people are going to eject you from this line. How did that show? I will be assault. It is incredibly inappropriate. I will. You cannot touch me like that. That's assault. Rape that. Stop that chair here. Ma'am, you cannot touch me like that. It is incredible. That's assault. Rape that. That's assault. Rape that. Stop that chair. Ma'am. Stop that chair. Ma'am. Stop that chair. Ma'am. These people are going to eject you from this line. Rape that. That's assault. Rape that. Ma'am. Rape that. Oh, I will. Ma'am. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's be telling you. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Stop that chair here. That's assault. Rape that. That's assault.
Oh, I will tell you exactly what
happened. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault.
Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Oh, I will tell you. Oh, Riley, how are you guys doing? No, you can still, if it's an old slip lock, you can shimmy it. If it's over 10 years old, you just put your card in there and you kind of shimmy down. That's how I used to get into my old house. That's why I changed the locks on this house, because it was too easy to break into. Also, a little bit of advice. Whenever you move into a new place, try to get your door unlocked with a credit card. Try to do it. If you can, replace it. Replace your lock, because that's how you know. That's how you know it's easy. Unless you're someone who locks yourself out a lot, then just don't tell your friends. Don't tell anybody. that you can get into it with a credit card. How are you guys doing? How are you doing, Ernie Birdie? We have Vedant here. We have Angela. We have Mia. We have Stevie, who's grounded by Darlene just for fun, just because. And I think you probably deserved it, Stevie. I don't know what you've done today, but you probably did something. Haynes says Epsom salt. Perfect. I don't know what you're talking about, but I agree. Angela, also, hello. I agree. Melissa, I agree. JG Cruz, she is cooking our Colt baby. Good to see you here. Listen, everyone, we have exciting news, and thank you to Tombstones for reaching out and telling me. Hello, Haynes. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, Bubsy. Everyone's here. Everyone's here. Okay. I'm scrolling up, making sure I don't miss anybody. I don't think I did. If I did, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Listen, we have exciting news. We have exciting news, okay? It's goodish news. It's very good. Comrade, I fought in your general during... Oh, you wave. Oh, shit. I was quoting the wrong thing. That's my bad. Hello, hidden metadata. Metadata. Okay, listen. Thank you to Tombstone. She'll be here in a few. She let me know. She said, did you see this? And I went, oh? You know, maybe Reggie is onto something. Hello, Agent Pat Sanford. Maybe Reggie's onto something. It is weird. We do talk about really old cases on this channel all the time, and I try to pluck out the ones that maybe aren't getting enough attention. And it is weird how right after we talk about it, we're seeing movement. Do I think it has anything to do with us? I don't know. It's pretty weird. No, probably not. But listen, if I am some sort of, I don't know, oracle or whatever, physics, psychic, whatever you call it. I don't know. But if we're putting something in the universe and it's working, I'm going to keep doing it. Because there is movement in the Henry Bedard case. That's right. There's movement. And by movement, I mean exhumation. Yes, they are exhuming bodies for this case. And that is a big freaking deal. And it's kind of crazy because there's another case that they've been doing that on, is it the Teague case? I want to say it's the Teague case. They just exhumed. And we just talked about the yogurt shop murders, where an exhumation was underway in 2018 for the guy who we've been talking about, Robert Eugene. And it's really crazy how that ended up getting a full profile. I have a lot of thoughts on this Henry situation. Number one thought is, I think they have a partial profile. I'm going to guess it right now. I'm going to put that out there. Let me tell you why. Because exhumation is a big fucking deal. And that's right. Tombstones loves it when people are digging holes. Okay. So Henry Bedard Jr., the Swampscott, Massachusetts case that happened in the mid 70s. Okay. That poor boy was attacked with a baseball bat. Yes, Mia. Yes, Henry is. And let me tell you something. Whenever you see an exhumation in a case, that means they're close. That is what I've always believed in. What I believe it because I've seen it. Like almost every time you see an exhumation happen, whether it's the suspect or the victim, you're going to see some answers soon. And here's why. They're not going to do that unless they're close to something and they need to confirm it. All right. That's just what I believe. I'm very curious what Toombs thinks about it. She's going to come in here shortly and she's going to tell us. Because if you guys don't remember, I'll debrief some of you. I'm going to play what started our adventure into Henry. It actually, a lot of people might think because we covered Karen Reed a couple of times that, oh, it must be because you were covering Karen Reed cases. No, before Karen and before anything, I mean, we covered Karina Holmer. And before that, we covered Henry. And it actually had nothing to do with any of that. It had to do with the apology line, which was it's like a party line without the sex. And it's anonymous. And people could call in and they could confess to anything for an apology. And it was this amazing thing in the 80s and 90s. And we played it. And I told you guys there's one caller in here we're going to look into. And I'll tell you why. And we played it. And you guys were fucking... Everyone was shook. I was shook. And I told you guys I used to listen to old apology line tapes. I would get at these cassette forums. Okay. And these cassette forums, they were like, they're like record conventions and stuff. And you could go and you could switch out cassette tapes with people, or you could buy them, found footage stuff. If you ever saw the documentary Shut Up Little Man, that's where I used to get my tapes. I used to also get them in the line at the Warped Tour. People would make these, almost like Jerky Boys. You guys know I freaking love freaking love crank calls or prank calls. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I would buy these tapes off strangers of them prank calling people. And I thought it was the best. And I ended up with some apology line tapes a long time ago. And there was always one guy that bothered the shit out of me. And when I found the lost tapes online, I heard that fucking voice again. And I went, oh my God. And it's very, very, very easy to recognize because he sounds like Woody Allen. And when we heard it together, you guys were freaked. And you know who else was fucking freaked? Tombstones. And she got real heavy into it because she's a genealogical bae. Okay. She does the IGG stuff. She's really into that. And so in our Discord forum, when I tell you Toombs went to town on the Henry Bedard case, I mean, she was posting crazy amounts of info. And I was kind of looking to see, did anybody else get the same kid I got? I didn't tell you guys his name. Remember, I didn't say who I thought was being spoke about in the tapes. I never mentioned it. I was like, I just want to see if somebody else pulls this up and then I won't feel crazy. First person to pull it up was Toombs. She didn't just pull it up. She put everything she could find on the case in there. And we went deep into it. She went deep. She went rogue. She's like, I cannot let it go. She even reminded me when I'd forgotten because I got fucking swamp scotted up into some other bullshit. And she was like, bitch, get your head in the game, Henry. I was like, you right. You wrong, Higgins. But what did we do? We went back. We started looking at it again. We talked about it on the channel. Hope for the best. I contacted a cousin. She agreed to come on. I think she got sick or something. And then I talked to her again and she was on vacation. And then I think last time I talked to her, she was just busy and now she's sick again. I'm going to try to get a hold of her. I'm going to try to get her on here. But I'll tell you this much. I did not expect this today. I don't know if Toombs did or not. We'll ask her. I'm going to play you guys one or two sillies. Okay. We're going to look at a brief, video of something else that went on today. Your Uncle Mike hosted a Grace Curley show. We're just going to touch on that. And then we're going to get into this Henry stuff. Okay. Because boy, is it crazy. What kind of timing is that? And I'm telling you, it takes a lot to exhume a body. It takes a lot. It hurts the family all over again. It is a difficult process. For them to be doing that, there's something going on. Okay? Because they could just get in touch with his sister to get her DNA. But if they have that, which I do believe they do, this means I think they're trying to match it to get a full profile. Maybe they need more markers to match it. I wonder if there's a suspect. What do you think? Sound off in the comments. I'm going to let this play, and then we'll be back with Tombstones in a minute.
Yeah.
You got a lot of work to do?
Yeah. I gotta water grass, pick stuff up, pick sticks, chairs, all kinds of stuff up.
What about the chickens? You gonna feed them?
Yeah.
You do? What about the eggs?
Yeah, I'll check. I'm gonna check them. I'm gonna check the mail.
Well, I already checked the mail.
Okay. Any?
Yeah, we did get a few things. Bills.
Okay, I'm gonna run over there and water the grass over there. I'll be in the time 1. Okay?
What time?
1.
1? Well, it's like, it's 5:40 right now.
Yeah. Anyways, I gotta hurry and pick some sticks up and water the grass.
All right. Love you.
Love you, bye.
Play you guys this because I love this kid. He's the best. He's my fave. He's so tired. What does it say? He's divorced, working on it, getting his 4th job. This kid is so funny. I know he needs to stay young forever. He's going to hate being old. He's going to realize it does get worse. Oh, I love him. You know what else I love? We're going to do this. because we have to now. It's canon. This kid's had a long day. He needs a little bit of this.
Big boy, get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't been on the roof. Never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't lay on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy grill on the roof. Never seen a big boy grill on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy grill on the roof. Big boy grilling on the roof. Big boy grilling on the roof. Big boy ain't grilling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. How you do it like that? Damn, you got tubes on your back. Climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Shit, big boy get loose. Shit, big boy get loose. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never, oh shit, when you going on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy hop on the roof. How you do it like that? Oh shit, you just like a back. Oh shit, pick up your back. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get your ass out the roof. Get your ass back out the roof. I ain't never see a big boy leap on the roof. Get a big ass off.
All right, that was Big Boy on the roof. And now we're going to go back. I'm going to play you this. And when I'm done, we're going to have Tombstones come on. I want to get her take. I think she's told me this before, but I want to get her personal take on this before we talk Henry. And of course, if this is your first time hearing this, trigger warning. Like I said, this is an old found footage thing, okay? This took place. This is the Uncut Gems, all right, from year 0. So I believe this stuff is from like 81, I want to say to 87 or 97. I don't remember exactly. I want to make sure this is, I feel like it might be another one, but I think it's this one. Let's see. No, that's a different one. It's a little confusing because they have it, they put what happened, right? But let me see. Some of them are a little bit off. His is a bit longer. If anybody remembers exactly which one it is, I believe it could be this one. Let me double check.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to warn you guys. I'm going to bring Tombs up here. You're not going to be able to hear us. We're going to listen to it. All right. And then I'm going to get her take on this. I want you to listen. Okay. That's it, right, Tombs? Okay. Excellent. Good. She knows. She's probably listened to it a million times. Let me put her on stage. I'll put myself up. Real quick before we play it, actually, I want to hear your thoughts from the first time. How long has it been since you've heard this?
When did you play that for us? That was when you
Months
first
ago.
started.
Maybe a year ago,
So,
yeah.
yeah, it was when you first started because we were on vacation in Massachusetts, and my family thought I was really weird because, well, they already know I'm weird, but
Yeah.
I was listening to the podcast, and I just kept playing Bernie's part over and over, and I was taking notes, and yeah, I got really sucked into that. It was his
And it's
voice
crazy.
it's just creepy, and it just, I don't know, I had goosebumps, the hair on my arm were standing. It was just, yeah, there's something about him that I believe him. Whether
Same.
he killed Henry or not, I don't know, but he's killed somebody.
And I agree. And why do we call him Bernie? Do you remember?
Yeah, right at the end of didn't he say,
He mentioned it, right?
It's Bernie. Yeah, he mentioned it. He said, Bernie telephone, I think were his words. Yeah.
And we all, and by the way, Hugin is not here right now. That's why I'm smoking right next to the window. But you guys, come on. I'm having a day. It's a day. When Henry gets exhumed, I'm smoking by the window in the door. Okay. I remember playing it, and thinking, oh my God, everyone's going to think I'm so stupid or I'm one of those conspiracy theorists or something. And I was actually concerned about that because I don't like playing shit that doesn't have meat and potatoes to it, you know? But I get that. I'm like, this guy killed someone. This guy definitely killed someone. I believe him. And the fact that it was a wholly anonymous line and he engaged Alan Bridges, the guy who ran it. And for those of you who've never heard let me see ones in the chat if you've never heard the apology line, if you weren't here at the beginning of the channel and you don't remember it. Because let me tell you something. This is absolutely random. This was 80s and 90s. It's at the point, and actually, God damn, Haynes, yeah, at least my head's not smoking from a bullet. Remember that lady? Oh my God. And C. Smith believes him too. C. Smith believes him too. And hello, Laura. I hope your work is good. Hidden metadata wasn't here for that. Good. You're gonna be very surprised. Let me tell you something. This was so anonymous and so random that when and this is the apology line. This is what started the apology line. Because I was like, this is cool, but I don't need you guys apologizing, but it would be cool if we got something like this going. I missed it. I really did. I loved it. And it was kind of like Stern when Clay called in. It reminded me of like, you know, he would have these callers and you didn't know anything about them and you know Stern was going to protect them. But when that one guy Clay called in, everybody, like time stood still. People were like, that guy did something. And that's how I felt with Henry. So in this, I mean, not with Henry, with Bernie. So with this, what we did was I played this. Okay. A lot of you guys thought, yeah, this guy did kill someone. And so we started looking into the details. Now, before I even had the YouTube channel, I always thought the Henry he was talking about, it had to be Henry Bedard, but I didn't tell you guys that. I never said that once. I said, if anybody else can match the time frame and all the stuff that he talks about to the same person I got, then we're going to explore it because then I won't feel crazy. And Tombstones immediately, like that night, was like, is it this kid? And boy, the amount of shit that we found that I think was even new since I looked at Henry that I hadn't seen before. And we tracked down a lot, and you tracked down a lot. You tracked down a lot of stuff on the bat that we didn't know before. It was amazing, the work you did. And that's why I have to include you on any Henry stuff in the future, because you did a lot of work. And if you guys haven't seen Tomb's channel, I think I just put it up a minute ago. Let me keep it up for a minute. You should go there. She talks about graves, ghosts, DNA, cold cases, new cases, all sorts of stuff. And you should definitely check out her channel. She's a hard worker, and Tombs and a couple of you guys have found people's families in Discord. Like you found missing people's missing relatives. So I absolutely, I'm so, how do you feel seeing him getting exhumed? I'm happy. I'm thrilled.
I was all ready for bed. Like I was under my blanket. I jumped into your Discord to see what was going on. And Curious Wendy had posted in the Henry channel, and Henry doesn't get a whole lot of action. So I was like, oh, what did somebody post?
Mhm.
And then I saw and I flew out of the bed. I couldn't believe it because I know what that means. They're not
You think
just going
so
to
too,
exhume a
huh?
body.
Yeah,
They don't do that just on, that takes a lot. That takes a lot for a judge to sign off on,
big time.
because they have to, I'm sure the family was 100% behind it because I know
Mhm.
they have been pushing. Dad is 92 years old.
And
Like
still
he
around.
looks frail. He looks so frail though. I just want to hug him.
Oh, I just got
That poor
goosebumps
dad.
again.
And I can't imagine how they're feeling. Maybe they know a little bit more. I'm sure they probably know a little bit more than we do, or maybe not. I don't know,
I
but
do
they've
wonder
got to have
too.
something. I wonder if they got something off that bat.
Something,
Like if
because also the cousin was all about coming on the channel, and then something happened. And I was like, well, what happened? Where
mm,
is she? She must be like, something must be going on. I don't know. I thought it was personal. And then this happens, and I'm like, oh shit. Because this is, I think, the oldest cold case we've talked about. So I'm gonna play this for you. Again, what I'm playing for you does not actually, we have not confirmed that this person did anything to Henry, but you have to know the origin story of how we got onto the Henry Bedard case. Because I think it's important, especially because it kind of goes to show you that little things that maybe have nothing to do with a cold case can sometimes lead you into a rabbit hole that you didn't expect, but you're grateful for, because it's like, oh, this has not been touched, and this is something that, should be talked about. And it kind of gives an entryway into learning about a human being, their past, what the family's been through. And every single time I saw something with the family, or that the family had put out, it was through the sister's website, and it was pleading. It was pleading, like, people pay attention, people help. We need help. We need eyes on this. Talk about it. Don't just put it in the paper. And so to see that he's getting exhumed and that it's all over the news, oh my God, something's going on, and I cannot wait. So I'm going to play this. And if you haven't heard this before, trigger warning, this is what got us off on the Henry bandwagon. So here we go.
I don't know how to start. I've never heard or did anything like this before. I guess what I do is I just say I'm sorry, just apologize, and then everything is all right for the different, those bad things the things I've done in my past. I want to, first of all, this is a great service. I've been feeling guilty about some of the things. I'm going to tell you what I did, but I've been feeling guilty about them, and I haven't been doing them recently. But the opportunity you've given me to apologize and tell these people that I'm sorry, it's fantastic, because then I don't feel guilty anymore. I can start doing them again, right? In other words, I just say I'm sorry, and then that's okay. Then there's no more guilt, there's no more problems. I don't have to worry about police or courts or anything. Oh, you're a fantastic person. But, well, first of all, I guess going all the way back when I was a kid, there's my cousin, Louise. I met her when she was, about 9, 10 years old. What do? I just say I'm sorry? I'm sorry, Louise. Yeah, I realize now I shouldn't have done it. Of course, I was 19 at the time. I didn't know that. Didn't know any better. I'm sorry, Louise. Oh, so everything's all right now, huh? Well, let's see. There's Henry. I killed Henry. He was a neighbor. He was a classmate of mine. The thing is, it was in the woods, and I hit him over and over again with that rock, and I killed Henry. It was partly his fault, because he shouldn't have kept teasing me about the size of my ears. And they found the body, of course, and they gave him a good funeral. He had a nice funeral, pictures in the paper and everything. They kept looking for the person who did it. They never caught that person. That's me. But I want to say I'm sorry, Henry. And again, I was a kid. I didn't know any better. Since I've been in New York, I guess I've robbed. I didn't kill anyone, no rape, but I've robbed, mugged about 15, 20 people, I don't know, stole things, watches, and their money and everything. I don't know their names. How do I apologize to them? Well, I guess, to the 15 or 20 people that I've stolen money from and mugged and robbed and frightened, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't have to say it 15 times, do I? Oh, boy, this is absolutely fantastic. I feel so much better now, because I've never seen them to tell them that I'm sorry. This is a fantastic service that you're doing. Oh, boy. Well, that's a weight off my shoulder. Gee, I could go out tonight and start mugging again and doing all those things. Oh, you've changed my whole life. You've changed my whole life. I stopped doing those things because I really felt bad. It was really eating at me. So I stopped to try, doing other things. But you're the one who has changed my life and made it better, because I'm always happier when I'm doing those dangerous things. That's the wonderful thing, the danger of it all, of being caught or not being caught, and running away and getting $100 that you didn't have 5 minutes ago. Listen, I gotta hang up soon, but I want to tell you, I've never said I'm sorry to someone before I've heard of the person who is running this service, the person who answered the phone. I will find out who you are, and I'm telling you right now, I'm sorry, but I'm going to kill you. Yeah, I've never done that. I've never said I'm sorry to someone before I've committed the crime. I am going to kill the person who is running this service.
I'm going to pause it for 1 second to let you know Alan Bridges was killed, but it was not by this guy or any of the other serial killers seemingly that did threaten him, because there was, of course, Richie, who I do believe was caught. He was an infamous serial killer in New York who killed only gay men. He also called into the apology line at a certain point. I do believe also there was this is a crazy thing. I don't know if I've ever told y'all, but there was an investigator that teamed up with Alan Bridges towards the end of the apology line, which would have been around his death, which was 95. And that specific investigator was retired and was looking for Richie the serial killer, not specifically this guy. That investigator, I actually reached out a long time ago to Duty Ron and Duty Ed about him to ask if he remembered him. I believe one of them did. So, I mean, it all lines up. It's legit. Alan wasn't lying. They did make an HBO documentary or series, if you will, about the apology line that ended up being a movie that was pretty much fiction, and it pissed off Alan pretty bad. But a lot of people would call him a sellout. I just want to say that there are people who thought after we did this whole series on the apology line, they did reach out to me and go, "Oh my God, do you think that Bernie murdered him?" I don't. He was killed by being hit by a jet ski, if I remember correctly, while actually out near, I believe it was near Gilgo Beach. So that was pretty crazy. And a lot of you guys were asking, was it Rex Heuermann? No, I don't think so, but they never caught the guy, so who knows? But I'm going to let it play again. Just wanted to point that out because that's kind of odd.
I'm going to kill you, but I'm sorry. I'm telling you right now, I'm sorry. So that'll make it all right, right? You mean there'd be no problem or anything? A lot of people live their lives and they don't do any good at all in the world. You at least will know that you've made one person happy. I mean, isn't that worth a lifetime to make one person truly happy? When I kill you, that's exciting and all that. You'll make me happy. Your death will make me happy. That's why I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to find out who you are. I mean, it's no problem at all. I have friends in the telephone company. I have friends who are cops, too. They help me. They get me information and all. I know that there was an article on you in the Washington, D.C. Post, the newspaper. I'll find out who you are. I'll find out where you live. And when you least expect it, in this year, this brand new year, 1981, when you least expect it, when everything seems calm or so, your death will come. And, the way I'll be there. I'm going to do it. And I'll say to you, Bernie, telephone call, and you will know. You will make the connection and know that I've followed through.
Pausing it to say, he said, in this year 81, which is the first year, and he called himself Bernie. We did argue over whether that could really be his name, but there are some interesting pauses before he says certain words like the rock. Like I beat him with a rock, that there's a pause, almost like I don't want to give away the actual thing used to beat this person. But also keep in mind, 81, New York. he's already said he's already robbed, 15 people, something like that. A lot of people had an issue with that. Everybody thinks he sounds old. I thought he sounded old too. I thought he sounded in his 40s, like 50s maybe, like old Woody Allen. But if it were 1981 when he made this call, right? That is 7 years before. He said, I was a kid then. But the only kid that died from being beaten in the woods anywhere in the Northeast in the 70s was Henry. And he names the kid Henry, and he did have a good funeral, and it was in the paper. So there were so many things that lined up with this, but that would put this guy, if he calls himself a kid, I mean, if he's being a sarcastic asshole, he could mean he was 18, which would put the oldest possible age at him somewhere near mid-20s to 30. Very interesting. Let's finish it.
On exactly what I said I would do, which is your death. But I'm sorry. I'm telling you right now, I'm sorry, because I'm not going to have time then to say I'm sorry to you. I'm saying I'm sorry now. Okay? This is a wonderful service. I mean, this is really great. You just say you're sorry, and then everything is all right. Jesus, I bet a lot more people would be out doing what I'm doing. The world would be full of people like me if we just knew that all we had to do was just say I'm sorry, and everything is all right. You're an absolutely fantastic person. And you're going to make me very, very happy when I kill you. Thanks.
Okay, so Tombs, let me bring you up here
Yes.
big. So give me all your thoughts on that call. Everything you've wanted
all
to
of 'em?
spew out. All of them. Every thought you have on it.
So he makes that pause
Mhm.
when he says, I beat him with a rock. And he
Mhm.
paused. I don't know if it's like some sort of deflection, like maybe he doesn't want to come right out and say exactly what he beat him with, but I mean, he's making a full confession here. So I don't know why he chose to say rock instead of bat, but when I looked, Henry was the only one I found too. Like
Mhm.
that whole range of years, a boy and the big funeral, that all of it checks out.
And you know
So
what? Did you notice the accent? Because I asked people in one of the episodes we did, I said,
Mhm.
"Hey, there's people here," because we had actually just started talking about Karen Reed, I think. And I was like, "There's people here from Massachusetts. What do you think?" The amount of people, because I wasn't getting a lot of emails at that time. I didn't have a huge channel, but I got like 6 emails from people going, "That is a Massachusetts accent." I had 2 people say New Jersey, a couple said New York, but a big amount said that's Massachusetts. And the further we got into Karina Homer, even hearing Papa Sean's rant, hearing Turtle Boy, hearing everybody from Massachusetts, even Uncle Mike, like I hear the Massachusetts accent a lot thicker now. Like I can recognize it, but I also hear kind of a Brooklyn accent. I don't get Jersey from it at all. What do you think?
I've spent time up around like Salem and
Mhm.
Danvers and Swampscott. I mean, that's all they don't sound like Boston. So like when you think
Okay.
Massachusetts, I think a lot of people think Boston, that
Mhm.
weird, your cousin from Boston crap. But they don't really sound like that up around Salem. Like I think that's called the North Shore. I don't think
Okay.
they don't quite sound like that. They sound a lot like Bernie does.
They sound like
And
John Barron. Like, no offense, Barron, if you're out there. I know he's a troll. He would love that. But they sound like he sounds like John Barron, kind of. Like, to me, it sounds like Woody Allen, totally, like New York. But when I heard John Barron, I was like, this guy sounds like he could be in a 1940s cop movie. Like, to me, it's
yeah,
like, meh, see? Like, it's almost like an
he
old
does.
Chicago. You think
Yeah,
so?
he does. Yeah, I think so
Right?
too. And I have doubts that his name is Bernie, but
Mm-hmm. Me
I mean,
too.
that's just what we call him. He's got to have a name of some kind, but I think that might be made up. But the rest of it, I mean, he's spot on, and
Spot on.
he is so happy. Like
He's thrilled.
he is like, I bet he's standing there. I picture him standing there in that phone booth,
Mm-hmm.
just shaking with excitement, like a kid at Christmas.
Yeah.
Something is definitely like he's killed somebody. So whether
Oh,
he picked Henry's case to like to get, to like put some fear into I don't know. I don't know why you would want to claim that you did a murder when you didn't, but I mean there's people out there, but still I have a feeling he killed somebody if it
and you
wasn't
notice
Henry.
there's like a stream of consciousness he goes on, but there's a couple of parts where there's short pauses. Like one of them is the name for sure. He goes
Mhm.
Bernie, but then when he's talking about the weapon or whatever he used to beat this kid, he pauses before he says rock. But I notice when he's doing his stream of consciousness, what I mean by that is he's saying things like like he's remembering them and he's excited. And
Yep.
I remember him saying the part about the ears always got to me. Like he was making fun of my ears, like stuff like that. It's very, and then when he says,
Yep.
I mean, they had a funeral for him. It was in the paper. Like that whole part is just the emotion behind it. It doesn't sound like a lie. It
Yep.
sounds like something he's excited to talk about and get out. Like, hey, listen, it's fine. They had a beautiful funeral. Like that's stuff that I just can't see someone making up and feeling enthused about. He doesn't sound like a great actor.
Right, right, like, he's not reading like, he didn't read this in a newspaper or see it, like, he didn't see it somewhere. Like, he's got the
Mhm.
emotions in his voice, like, he was there when it
Yeah, I
happened. Like,
agree.
it's not a and, yeah, I don't think he's a good actor either. I mean, I don't think he really is Woody Allen. So,
Yeah, I don't think he is
I don't
either.
think he's gonna win any Oscars or anything anytime soon, but, yeah, and I was kinda debating on his age a little bit too, because if that's 81, he said he was a classmate or neighbor of Henry's. He does sound a little bit older, but I also think, one of my suspicions, like, one of the people I kind of think could be it, was an
Was a bit
older
older.
brother. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I don't know how many kids got held back. Maybe he was 18 already and a grade or 2 below. I mean, that those things have happened. So, I'm not holding too I'm a little loose on his age. I mean, he could sound a little older. He's obviously very excited, so maybe that's changing his voice a little bit.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not getting hung up on his age necessarily, like the sound of his voice, because I know I knew a 15-year-old in high school that sounded like like a
Yep.
30-year-old. He had such a deep voice and, like, yeah, he sounded like a parent. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that
what
could be Bernie here too.
what could be more degrading too? Would you be mad if like if you were in school and you're getting bullied by a kid in your class or your age and they're making fun of your ears? Like that's something that a lot of kids can kind of either get over, yeah, it brings you down and you might remember it a few years later, sure. But I think there's something more degrading being made fun of as an adult. So if he were an adult, let's say a coach or maybe like someone helping out the baseball team, and these kids are ripping on your ears and you're a psychopath, I can see that being something where you try to justify it in a way. Like I get the impression that he's older and he was ripped on by a younger kid. And maybe that's why. What's odd is everybody says that Henry wasn't like that, and
Right.
he wouldn't rip on people, and that was the thing that hung me up because we have to remember when Henry got murdered, he was on his way from buying his sister a Christmas present, and it was perfume,
Yeah.
and he had it in his pocket, and they found that. And to me, the type of kid that's like, let me get my sister a Christmas present and I'm going to walk 2 miles to do it after school.
Yeah.
Like he also could have gone to this kid's party. And what's weird is these kids were having a birthday party nearby. And one of the kids found some of the items, including like his wallet, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And it makes me think like, okay, where the wallet was found, where the stuff was found, where his body was found. This was an area that we walked through actually in another video because I don't know if you remember that, but the guy that has the thickest swamp
That
scotch We'll try to
That
go back and
dude.
watch.
Can we watch him again? Because
Yeah,
I've got a crush on him.
we will. He was hilarious. Like this guy, what was his name? Like Tara Fullside or something. I remember
Yeah,
thinking
Tara
like
Earth. Yeah, something.
He's like, now we're gonna go up here and see where Henry was found. And it was just so like, he's just like, fucking bugs. Like I love his personality. We are definitely gonna watch
Henry,
that.
are you here? Are you here, Henry? You want to talk to us?
Hey, Henry, if you want to talk to us, we're here,
But
hon.
I love what he was doing because at
Me
least we got
too.
to see where Henry because nobody else is. I couldn't find anything else. Like they just kind
Yeah.
of go around the hill there at Swampscott. They just kind of go around it. They don't actually show you any of it. So
Yeah.
I mean, he did a very good service. So, but yeah,
And I am gonna pull up the Remembering Henry page so that we can also show people. This is the website that his sister started. What I'd like to do now is let's watch the news coverage together. Have you seen it? I haven't seen it yet.
I've watched
you told me,
like
and I'm
about
like, you have?
5 different ones. Yeah, because I went
Oh
all
my
the
God.
information.
Yeah, me
I was
too.
going
So that's
cra-
what we're gonna
I've been
do.
going crazy the last 2 hours since I sent you that link. I'm coming out of my skin with excitement.
I'm thrilled. I wish they were longer. They're all like 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm like, I want to hear as much possible information. I will show you guys the Remembering Henry Bedard Jr. page after this. There was an America's Most Wanted on him. This happened in December of 74, right? Let me find the exact date because I have so many cases swirling in my head. I can never remember the exact date. It was December 17th, 1974.
They found him on the 17th. He was actually killed on the 16th. That's when he went missing.
On the 16th, yeah.
Yeah.
74. And oh God, his sister's blog is so freaking sad. And that's another thing is the area where he was killed looks a lot different now. But there was it the DPS building is nearby. There's it's honestly very beautiful. It's a huge hill. We're gonna see it in a minute. But it's this area where kids used to go to kind of hang out. It was not just a make out spot, but it was also like, let's go break bottles up there. Let's go smoke a joint up there. But Henry wasn't like doing anything. It was also freezing cold because it's Massachusetts, right? And
it was
Christmas?
actually a nice day.
Oh,
It was
okay. I thought it was freezing.
See, I went down the rabbit hole and I went deep
Okay.
because I checked the weather. I went back and checked the forecast for way back then. And even in, I think Cheryl's, her WordPress article that you're talking about, even in there, I think she makes mention of like actually how nice it was because it started to rain later.
Yeah,
and they were out looking
rain.
for him in the rain. So you would think if it was really cold, it would have been snowing, not raining. And it got to be pretty foggy. So it was actually kind of warm for December in Massachusetts.
We should do this because I just realized something. In Texas, cold for us is so different than what you guys consider cold. So here in Texas, when I say freezing, I mean under 65 degrees. What do you consider a nice day? Like what are we talking in temperature?
That's a balmy day in Michigan. In December, if we have that's balmy. That's nice. I mean, there's probably guys out there running around in shorts. So
see, for us, cool is like 80. That's like a cool day, like 80. Cold is like hot. 65 and under. Really?
That's hot. Okay. Yeah. It was 81 here today, and I had shorts on and a tank top. I was miserable.
Oh God, I wish.
So yeah.
I wish. Okay. I'm gonna look up the temperature. Okay, here, wait. It says it had been raining the night before and the temperature was still rising. Although it was winter, there was a strange feeling that spring had arrived. It was warm, gray, wet, and the air was somewhat foggy.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Again, I want to know what warm is because I remember one time one of you Massachusetts fucks told me it was warm outside and it was 70. And I was like, what the fuck? That's freezing. What are you talking about? Okay. So also the rain was an issue because it's a crime scene. And rain is never good for a crime scene. And this was in the woods. So there's leaves, there's mud. And I always thought the bat, it looked like they tried to burn off the scratches on it. And it made me wonder, like, oh, well, if somebody had time to do that or had the means to do that, they would have had to have a Zippo lighter because that was real big back then, or just a lighter in general, which to me says older. So it makes me think it could be like you said, an older brother of someone, maybe someone
have a
slightly
theory
older. Oh, yeah?
on the
What's your
burn.
theory?
So
Okay.
those bats are pretty hard. You can't carve in them. Someone made, I can't remember who it was, but they said, if you lean that up against like a furnace plate, like the old furnaces that have that glass plate on the front of them, kids would put like so they could carve into wood, they would put the piece of wood up against that glass and it would make the wood soft. And I think somebody
Interesting.
took that bat and put it up against something hot so that they could carve that. I think it's a K. I know
Okay.
other people think it's a number, a Roman numeral, but I think it's a K. But that way you could actually carve into the bat. So that's what I think it is. But I mean, they could
Okay.
have tried to burn it with, maybe they tried. I just think that's how they did it. But to just put the initials in there, I don't think they were trying to get rid of maybe like the evidence, because I don't think he would have had that much time.
Yeah,
to
agreed. And
and
also there's the one on it. Remember and you know what, I feel bad. I should pull this up so people can see it. Actually, we'll do that in a second. But there was a one on the bat that was already imprinted. Like when you buy the bat, that's on there. It's like the edition. But then on the side, going sideways, there are people saying it's a Roman numeral. I agree with you. I thought it was more of a K. We'll show that in a minute. It sucks though because there's not very many good pictures of it, but you were able to get a really good one you sent me a while back. I'm gonna go ahead and play this though. Let's see what's going on with the case that was reported today. Sorry, it just blew out my eardrum. And we'll watch this, and then I will pull up the bat and show you guys some of the backstory, and Tubes can tell you a little more about it because she went on a baseball binge over this, right? You were like, listen, I've looked through all the bat catalogs. I've seen every
how
fucking
many
bat in the world.
weirdos, baseball weird people that I spoke to, like on eBay, that were selling those bats. Like they were very excited to talk to me. I'm like, I don't think you guys get to talk to too many people.
I don't think they get to talk to a lot of women either, because when I reached out to the baseball nerds, they're like, what's your name, hun? Where are you from? And I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, one of them was like, is that red hair in your picture?
Oh, no.
I'm asking you about the bat. I'm not here. This is not Tinder. This is eBay.
Yeah. And when I was asking one guy trying to get in touch with Tara Fullsight, I was like trying to find the guy who made that video to be like, do you live near there? Or do you mind if I share like your video in full? Because I didn't want to like get copyright struck, but I was also asking like, hey, what's your opinion? I ended up talking to a guy that I guess used to, I don't know if he was friends with the guy or modded his channel, but he's from Swampscott. He's like, can you send me a full body pic? I was like, I'm a fat lesbian. Can you please just send me, please just send me the info you have without a picture. That people are weird, dude. I appreciate you going in on the baseball squad though, because I couldn't handle it. That shit was too much. All right.
I took one for the team. I took one for the team.
You took one for the whole baseball team.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. All right. Here we go. This is Henry is being exhumed. Let's take a look.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Paul Tucker. I'm the Essex County District Attorney. I'm going to make a brief statement, and I'm going to ask Chief Quesada to say a few words. I'm here with the investigative team that's been working on a case for quite a while. We have Chief Ruben Quesada from Swampscott Police Department, Detective Lieutenant Pete Sherber from the Massachusetts State Police, Detective Mike...
Okay, I'm not trying to be inappropriate, but I'm genuinely curious. Did he just say cassava? Like cassava melon?
Go back.
What did he just say?
Is he related to Frankie?
Is this Frankie Canables? What is going on?
Essex County District Attorney. I'm going to make a brief statement, and I'm going to ask Chief Quezada to say a few words.
Casada. Okay, I'm glad we cleared that up because I was like,
not those
another
Casada
tie-in?
medals.
Oh my God. Ow.
I'm here with the investigative team that's been working on a case for quite a while. We have Chief Ruben Quezada from Swampscott Police Department, Detective Lieutenant Pete Sherber from the Massachusetts State Police, Detective Mike Chandler, Detective Candace Doyle, and our Assistant DA, Jess Strasnick, who's been working on this case as well. We're here today to execute a court order for the exhumation of a body. We've been working with the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. They are now in the process of taking the body back to Boston for where we are requesting that a post-mortem examination autopsy be done.
Okay, this is big news. Hold on a second. Like, it's already big news, but this tells me something. Tells me something. So it's a court order. Okay. Now, I know some of you guys are like, what? Like, what's the difference? There have been exhumations done by the family, by private investigators, by the family who hires someone to do it. It doesn't always have to be a court order. It depends on the state. But when you hear a judge is giving a court order, that means the investigator likely looked into it and said, this is needed. To me, what do you think, Toombs? I think they're trying to get more markers to match up the DNA exactly because I think they have a suspect. And if they get an exact match, they can move in on them.
Yes,
if they have,
I think so too.
Right? And if they have what they say in the yogurt shop, 16 markers or less is not enough. It's a lot, but it's not. They need a full perfect match. Oh, this is good.
This is amazing.
Where we are requesting that a post-mortem examination autopsy be done. We'll be having a statement to put out in about 2 hours where we'll be able to give you much more information, including the name of the deceased and the interactions that we've had with the family, who have been very cooperative, and a little bit of an update on the case and what we
Pausing it one more time. I'm super creeped. I'm not trying to make it all about us, but oh my God, do you see the name on the grave over this guy's shoulder? I'm freaked out right now.
What's it say?
Maitland. Remember we talked about Breonna Maitland's case right after this? That's pretty weird. In Vermont with the big barn. Damn.
That's crazy.
Whew. Time's a flat
I didn't even
circle,
notice
dude.
that.
Yeah, that's nuts. Holy shit.
I'm going to ask Chief Quezada to say a couple of words about what took place here today and thank some of the folks. This was an awful lot of work and logistics and coordination. As I said, we'll do the best we can to get the information out as quickly as we can, just a little bit later this afternoon. Chief?
Good afternoon. My name is Chief Ruben Quezada, first name R-U-B-E-N, last name is Q-U-E-S-A-D-A. On behalf of the Swampscott Police Department and the town of Swampscott, I want to thank the Essex County District Attorney's Office, the Massachusetts State Police, as well as the Medical Examiner's Office, and the our Swampscott Police Detectives. There was a lot of coordination between all of our agencies, and there was a lot of work that was done for today to come to fruition. So we will have a statement later, but at this time we won't be taking any questions.
And this is interesting because, and this is a great question, they could be checking his body for other person's DNA, right? However, I think they're trying to get a full profile from Henry. And here's why they wouldn't have one. Because it was 1974. Autopsies, believe it or not, very different back then. Very different. They might likely have either kept some items from the crime scene, but not preserved his initial DNA, or they could have taken Henry's DNA back then, and because it's so old, it was maybe mishandled, stored improperly. But here's the big one. Here's the big reason I think they're doing this. They had so many fuck ups in their DNA lab in Massachusetts, like so many, both in the preservation areas and in the areas where they are trying to literally investigate crimes that are from even as as close as 10 years ago that they are having to go in and get new DNA for because of things like improper storage. I do wonder if they had it, maybe it's too degraded, or if they never got it in 1974. That's a good one. Maybe they found his DNA in another crime, so they want to make sure they have his full DNA to match it exactly. I truly think that that's what's going on. Could be trace evidence or fingerprints. I also wonder something else. I'm going to pull Toombs in for this. This is just a question I'm curious about. Toombs, do you think it could be that the person, because remember, this is me getting a little tinfoily. Remember the guy on the apology line, whether it's him or not, one thing he said was they had a good funeral. He was in the paper. What if the person who killed Henry was at the funeral and left something in the casket?
Yeah,
I wonder
that's
if
a
they're
thought.
looking at that.
Did
Because
they? I'm trying to remember if they had said anything, because I read that. I mean, there was quite a few different newspaper reports because I pulled all those newspapers from that whole
Mhm.
time. And yeah, that article, like they showed the pallbearers coming in, which those were his football
his baseball
teammates.
friends or his football. I thought it
Yeah.
was baseball. Might have been
I
football.
think they were his football one. I mean, it's one of them. I think it was his football teammates though. So, and I don't remember if they said anything, if like anything had been put in the casket. I just remember
Yeah.
the pallbearers, and then they put him in the jersey that he had hoped to
Mhm.
wear because
And
he
I
didn't get the
remember his
number that he wanted.
Remember his ex-girlfriend on Facebook? I was telling you how she was like, we got to be careful if we contact her because she's a spitfire. And she's
She is.
think of the stuff that you see people in the Karen Reed case write to each other that makes you go, God damn, like chill, Doris. Like someone just like, I hope your whole fucking family dies in a car accident. You're like, oh my shit, chill. This woman had responses. Like if you go on Facebook on any of the old, and I'm not shitting on her, I'm saying she's a spit. She's got opinions and thoughts, and she yeah, she would get a lot of fights in the high school reunion pages about Henry. If any, there was one lady who was trying to write a book about it, and she was actually looking for Louise, which is interesting. Do you remember I say Louise, but she was looking for an 8 or 10-year-old girl who had been raped and murdered nearby. She was looking into that case. Do you remember? And what is
Yeah.
it that he says? Bernie says in the call, he says something happened with, he molested his cousin Louise. And I was
Yes.
always like, if we can find Louise, maybe, but he doesn't say anything about killing her. And it's interesting because there was another little girl back then who was between 8 and 10 who was molested and got away. And they believed it was the same person who killed the other little girl and molested her. They said, well, this other one could have gotten away from him. And then there was an adult woman who the same thing happened in that area.
Yep.
And it was very, very odd to me that he casually dropped that. And there happened to be a little girl right around Henry's time who had something happen to them, but they got away. And so I always wondered if let's say it is our caller, there's another way to figure out who he is without even necessarily going through Henry and his yearbook. You could go through the Louise lead, but also not all people reported stuff back then. It was the 70s. So that woman snapped on that poor journalist. Like she was so pissed that she had brought up this other case. And it was so wild to me. But then I realized like this woman has been getting shit her whole life because Henry had a crush on her and liked her. And the big theory back then was, okay, Henry got his ass beat by these kids who would bully him because they were jealous that he took their girlfriend. And that girl is she's an adult woman now on Facebook, and she throws sass like crazy. And I love her, but I'm like, I love her in a way that I'm watching and I'm like, oh my God, like I want you to fight for me at dinner. Like if I'm with family and they're arguing politics, I want you to be behind me. You're so intimidating, but she cares deeply. And I think she caught a lot of shit. Like people wanted to blame women. They really did. Yeah. All right. I'm going to let it keep playing.
Can you just explain why now? Why are you doing this now? We understand this is a cold case. Why today? Why now?
So we've been working on this for quite a while, nonstop. We refer to these as unresolved cases, and there's no significance to the date of today. But I would just suggest that the advances in technology and science, particularly with DNA, has led us to make the request for the court order of the exhumation. So
That's a big, okay. Well, now we know it's specific to DNA and technology. This is great. Ooh, I got goosebumps.
What are you hoping to get out of doing this?
So that's something that we're going to be putting in the statement. So what I wanted to do just now is to give you just enough basic information. We appreciate you being here. I know there's a lot of interest in the case, particularly in the town. So in about 2 hours, we'll have a joint statement by myself and Chief Quesada. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate it.
In 25 News Now starts with breaking news.
That breaking news, investigators right now are exhuming the body of a boy found beaten to death decades ago. 15-year-old Henry Bedard was killed in 1974. His killer has never been found. Thanks for.
Okay, we're going to pause it for a second and go back right here. That is the first time I think that I have seen an aerial photograph of that area from back then. Have you seen this? I've never seen this.
No, I haven't seen that either. Look how flat the top of that
Holy
is.
shit.
That's not what I
And
imagined
look how
it to be.
few, yeah, me too. Look how few trees there are. So you guys got to understand. Well, we can even look at this now. It's in the Terra Fulci video. This is all just pure thick foliage. Like this is there's no trees here. This is odd. I did not picture that. And so he died right here. And I'm going to make it real big. Let me make it real big. But I believe it was right up here, right?
No, I think he died. I think he died on the other side because
behind?
did I send you the link for they just released a video like I think back in June or July where they are standing in front of where they found Henry's body. I think it was one of the they even have the bat, which
was
I
it
thought
over this
was
roof?
really it's
right
actually
here?
So because they say they found him at Paradise Road. So
Okay.
but if you go behind, so like on the other side of
This is Paradise
hill, yeah. But on the other side of the hill there, oh, see, I have to look at the map again, but they show like graffiti like on there, and you can see that there's a house right there. There's no house like on this side. That's all the Department of Public Works there. Like I don't see a house. I see like a business or like maybe another business building over there to the left-hand side, but I think they actually found him on the other side of the hill, like closer to where the houses are. Because if you pull up a map, like a Google map of it, you can kind of see those. And I double checked that those houses were there at the time that Henry was murdered. Like I double checked all the houses to see which ones were in that neighborhood and still there at the time.
Yeah, and over here, okay, so it's not letting me show my pointer for some reason, but if you on the right side of the screen and actually let me take the comments down so y'all can see it, right next to the D where it says exhumed, is that the area you're talking about?
No, it's not on. Okay. It's not even in this photo here.
Okay.
So it's on the other side.
Okay, the totally other side. Okay, I see. The Terra guy walked up on the back left, right under where it says the word England in the in the heading.
That's where there's a little trail that goes up like right about there. So that's where Henry would have gone up.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about now. That makes sense because he walked up there. That's what Terra did in his video. So if you guys look right under at the top where it says body exhumed at Mass Cemetery and right where it says New England, that's the trail below. So that's where Henry would. Do you think he would have exited down there or he walked up there? I think that's where he would have had to exit, right?
Nope, I think that's where because they said he walked through the DPW yard.
Okay, so he walked through.
Yeah. And then he would have walked up the hill there up to where New England is. So he's kind of going diagonal across the lot there to go up the hill.
So where it says Boston 25 News, if he would have entered there, that's Paradise Road, and then walked past that shell of the building and those cars, and then right under where it says New England's longest, he would have walked up that. And then right behind there, that's where the trees are. That's where he would have been walking through. And then on the other side of that, it's another hill going down, and there's houses nearby. And that hill had a big log, right? And it had some, you could just tell people hung out there. Like, that's what it looked like. And in order to get to the houses and then make his way home, he would have had to go down that way. I think what it is this is upside down for us. I think usually we look at it from the opposite side, at least I do, to where Paradise Road would be on the top. But basically he would have gone, now you can see my pointer, this way, and then up here. And then a little further back is where he would have likely been murdered. And then there's the trail going down to the houses, right?
Yeah, on the other side there. It kind of flattens out a little bit on the other side of the hill. And if you look at like the newspaper articles, they show like a police car sitting there, and it's on flat. It's like kind of on a flat piece of like rock, granite or whatever. That's not this area right here, because that's pretty tall rocks there, right? Like you're not parking a police car up in there anywhere. So it is on the other side of the hill.
It's on the opposite side for sure. And it makes sense because he would have gotten off of the bus up this road up by the gas station where his sister worked. And then he would have had to walk down this way. And then he, like, literally the option is to go straight and do a massive U, or you could just cut through the woods. And so when they would always say in these articles, it doesn't make any sense why he would go that way. To me, it does, because you also have to remember all the newer maps. When you look at them, there was actually a railroad crossing that was there at the time that's not there anymore, but it still shows up on maps. But they busted it up to build houses and shit, put up a parking lot, that type of stuff.
You can see the railroad bed there.
I think that
where it used to be on the left-hand side there, up by the SnoopyDupa, that's the old railroad bed. And when you look at new photos of it, you can see right where it used to run. So it ran right behind those houses, and right there along the side of Swampscott View of the hill.
God, it looks so different. It looks so different to now. And Tara Fullside comes all the way around. I think he twists his ankle right here. I know.
Yeah.
Look at that fucking van. Okay, I'm gonna play again.
He's not a hiker. He wasn't a hiker.
Yeah,
I don't think he should have been
not.
up there.
Poor dude. Yeah, I don't think so either. And he was like, the fucking bugs. He's getting hurt. Poor guy. All right. This is the bat, by the way. You're gonna see more here. I'm gonna let it play through some.
Found. Thanks for joining us this hour. I'm Kel Thompson. Boston 25 News reporter Bob Ward has followed this story for decades in New England's unsolved. Bob, you are live outside of Swampscott Cemetery, where the Bedard family asked you to be present today.
Yeah, that's right, Kel. This is a major update on a New England's unsolved case I've been covering for years. Right now, across the street from me, here in Swampscott at the Swampscott Cemetery, authorities are exhuming the body of Henry Bedard. Henry was murdered here in Swampscott more than 50 years ago. Now, we've been here all morning long. The state medical examiner, the DA's office, Swampscott, and state police detectives are all here. At about 9 a.m., they started the process of exhuming Henry Bedard's remains. Henry was found murdered here in Swampscott in December 1974. He was beaten to death with a baseball bat. In all this time, there's never been an arrest in this case. Police do have that baseball bat. They've resumed testing on it. They've also started an outreach campaign, re-interviewing people who were here at the time. Now they are exhuming Henry's body. The plan is Henry's casket will be removed and then transferred to the chief medical examiner's office. The DA is asking for a full autopsy. Now, earlier this year, I spoke to Henry's father. Henry's dad is now in his 90s, and he told me that he wants answers, he wants justice. He said, I hope to get those answers before I die. Well, now Henry Bedard Jr.'s body is being exhumed. It is possible, Cale, that Henry himself may be able to provide some very important information and clues to investigators. reporting live from Swampscott up for your locals in Boston 20.
Holy shit, the full casket. I think they're looking for stuff in it and him, but they tell you right away they got the bat and they're using DNA from it. This is fantastic. What if there was another male DNA mixed in with that bat?
That's what I think.
So, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Huh.
Like I
Wow.
mean,
All right,
it was pretty intense. Like, I mean, I think Cheryl, the sister, said they actually thought he'd been shot at first because of how what was left. I don't want to get too descriptive, but it was bad. It was really bad. So there was no, think somebody asked if there was an open casket. There was not.
Okay. So they probably didn't have a chance to put anything in it. That's actually pretty good because that leaves out any reasonable doubt for other DNA being present. So good. This is excellent. Who also he is dressed pretty cool. I'm gonna let it keep playing.
5 News.
Cases, real people.
No, I do. I do have to pick up Dylan soon, so we are gonna watch the last 2 of these videos, and then I might have to dip. I don't know if you're busy tomorrow, Tombstones, but I would love to keep going on because there's gonna be more Henry stuff, and I would love to take a night to debrief.
Waiting.
We should pull up her website tomorrow, the sisters, and go through kind of what's going on. Because there's some interesting stuff she put in there too that I think could be applicable to this new information. And it'd be interesting to see if she said anything about DNA or any of the specifics. I don't recall if she did, but it would be interesting to know.
I don't think she did. I know several times they kept sending the bat back to the FBI because they've been involved in it to try to, like, every time there's a new technology upgrades, they've taken the bat and tried to get see what they could get off of it.
Fantastic.
I know for certain there was a partial fingerprint on the bat, but they didn't know if it was Henry's or the killer's. And I'm like, well, I don't think Henry had a chance to react because I think this was a sneak attack. I don't think Henry even had a moment to like touch the bat or anything. I think somebody came up on him from behind.
I agree completely.
He didn't know what hit him, for lack of a better term. But so I think that fingerprint is probably the murderer's, but something like that, I gotta think that maybe he could have left something else behind. Maybe a hair, or I mean, he did move the body, he did cover it up. I don't know how well they cleaned up stuff back then. Like, it's the 70s. It probably wasn't
the
that
wallet.
Great.
I know the wallet laying out makes me wonder if I always wondered if Henry pulled the wallet out. Like, do you want money? If you want money, you can have it, and then thwack hit. So it makes me think maybe he was hit once first, or maybe the guy, because to me it's like Henry could have ran. He was a good runner. But it makes me wonder if this guy kind of knocked him down and then maybe he pulled out his wallet. Like, is it money you want? And with the amount of bludgeoning that was done, it makes me think that possibly the answer was no. And I don't believe was there anything stolen from his wallet? I don't think there was, right? Didn't they have the receipt for the perfume?
Yeah, he had money, and they think he had about what would have been around $80, I think, which today would have been a lot of money. Like, that's a lot.
That's a ton
for him.
Yeah.
Because he had expected to go, he was going to get Christmas presents because he loved Christmas, and he loved, especially, he bought something for his sister. So they're not 100% sure how much money he took with him, but I think they said probably somewhere around $80, I think is what I read. I don't know if Cheryl ever mentioned that in her in the WordPress, but
yeah. And no, Laura, there were no butthole prints at this scene. If there were, we would know. We would know if it was Bernie. We'd be like, Bernie, show me that butthole. But I still maintain this guy, whoever did this, I feel like there was something mentally wrong with this person because of the amount of damage done to this kid. It was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad.
And I feel for here's the thing, the boys who found him, one of them Dude, one of them still has nightmares and talks about it. The
Cliff.
other one, his best friend, Cliff, yeah, and then Henry's bestie
Yeah.
still keeps Henry's picture on the fridge. Like,
Ugh,
yeah, it's an old case, but this is their yogurt shop, you know? It really did fuck the
exactly.
whole town up bad, and especially the Bedards, dude, because I mean, people were I read something back then from someone who was like an onlooker. It was like an older lady, and she was talking about like, I'll still never forget the lines of people to bring them food and are you okay? And his family was beloved. His sister, oh my God, she was the girl in the town who pumped your gas. They had people who would pump your gas for you, which is an Oregon thing now. But it was crazy because people knew her and they were just like, wait, her little brother? Like everybody knew each other. It was such a small town. Oh, just so tragic. All right, let's see if there's more here.
New England's Unsolved with Bob Ward.
In Swampscott, the murder of teenager Henry Bedard still haunts investigators. Henry was beaten to death with a baseball bat 50 years ago. His killer has never been identified. In this New England's Unsolved, I'm sitting down with Henry's father for the first time, and he tells me he never thought he'd have to wait this long for justice.
All I know, whoever did it has no conscience. No conscience. Just an animal. He just don't care.
Henry Bedard Sr. has lived half a century without knowing who viciously killed his son, Henry Jr., in December 1974. Speaking to me from his home in Florida, Henry Sr. tells me he is losing hope.
Probably die, never knowing.
Henry Bedard Jr. was 15 years old, a high school sophomore. On December 17, 1974, Henry's body was discovered in woods behind a Swampscott DPW yard in an area known as Kite Hill or Swamps.
I've never seen Henry's dad. Have you?
Oh, yeah, I have. He was in, oh my goodness. There's that one.
You saw him talk though?
Yeah. He talked with one of the sons. I don't know if it was the youngest son or the second youngest. It was one of the boys younger than Henry. I think that's Stephen or Stefan. I can't remember. I forget the other brother's name already, but it was one of the younger brothers that was sitting with the dad for the interview. And I think that one was like early 2000s. It seemed like it was maybe the 40-year anniversary of his death.
And there's the houses.
Video out.
There's the houses you were talking about.
Did you see the sign though that they said that they found him in the woods on Suffolk Avenue, and that's right behind those where those houses are underneath that's Suffolk Avenue.
Wow. Okay. This gives way different perspective. Also, I can't believe you saw the dad. I had been looking for interviews for the dad. I think I kind of gave up because I was getting the same stuff, but this is the first time I've seen the dad. This is heartbreaking, but let me just say he looks great for 92.
Like, he looks amazing, but he breaks my heart. I want to hug him.
I hope they get this answer. Yeah, me too. We're sending that family a fruit basket with super chats. I'll tell you that much. That's happening.
Yeah, yes. I'll donate. I'll help donate.
This poor fucking family. And the sister lives in Florida with them. So this is exciting to know the whole family is going to be together for this at least. So I just hope that they get answers so the dad can have them. Because I feel like at a certain point, I almost don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. At a certain point, there are people who stay alive just to get answers. And I feel like this is a man who can't rest till he gets those answers. And I want him to pass with peace. You know what I mean? Like I want him to pass not having what happened lingering over him, for fuck's sake. Like, this family. All right. I'm
the mother has passed away. She passed away several years ago, and the oldest brother has also passed away.
So he's got the youngest and Cheryl.
Two younger boys and Cheryl. So
I missed the other younger brother.
There was one that was I think he was really young, like maybe first grade or kindergarten. Like he was a young kid when Henry was killed. And apparently this is heartbreaking. Like Cheryl was writing about him, and she said he was curled up on the couch and crying because Henry was his best friend.
Oh,
And like right now, like I've got tears in my eyes because I just
yeah.
like every time I think of that. I mean, you worship your older brother like that, and Henry sounds like he was just a really great kid.
And then the sister always felt shame, or not, I don't want to say shame, but she always felt guilt because at least she had expressed this feeling of like he was holding perfume he wanted to give her. And like, imagine you're the sister and you're like, if you wouldn't have gone to get me a Christmas present, like, oh, you can't think like that, Cheryl. Like, don't think like that because it's nobody's fault but the person who did this shit.
Right.
Ugh. Poor Henry. All right, I'm gonna let it play.
No.
Good view. Investigators say Henry Bedard was beaten to death with a baseball bat.
We have been told that he was not just hit in the head with a baseball, but he was hit several times and hit after he was down.
Henry Bedard Jr. was last seen alive in the afternoon the day before. Henry dropped off a roll of film to be developed at a CVS in Vinnon Square. He also looked for a Christmas present for his sister. Sometime between 3 and 3:30, DPW workers saw Henry walk by, and so did the late Swampscott Police Chief Peter Cassidy, as he told me in 2004.
I just stopped the car and just waved at him and he went across. He knew me, and I knew him. He just went up that way, which is the direction of where we found him.
The wooded area where Henry was found is near neighborhoods and an abandoned railroad line. The tracks are long gone, but in 1974, young people were familiar with the area.
They would take those tracks and just kind of skip all the side streets to get to where they're going.
Swampscott Police Detective Sergeant Candace Doyle is now working the Bedard murder case. A key piece of evidence that's still being analyzed is the baseball bat, a 31-inch Louisville Slugger.
This belonged to somebody in the town.
These carvings on the bat, and what might be the letter K, continue to interest police.
This marking right here in the top was homemade and is significant to the bat and the owner of this bat, we would assume.
50 years later, Henry Bedard Sr. is still frustrated the bat's owner has never been identified.
I mean, how many Little League teams in Swampscott? How many bats? Nobody even knew the bat. Nothing about it.
If you could just put that up, that'd be great.
In Swampscott, police are not giving up on finding Henry Bedard's killer.
It's equally as important today as it was back then in December of 1974.
Henry's dad is not giving up either, but he says he's tired of waiting for justice.
It would clear my mind for sure, because I always said I'd like to know before I die. Well, I'm 92 in a month. So how much longer have I got?
If you have any information about the murder of Henry Bedard back in 1974, contact Swampscott Police at 781-595-1111 or Mass State Police at 1-855-MA-SOLVE. For new
Uh-oh.
Oops, I've muted. Okay. That's all we've got right now for this case. It's all we know. But, oh my God. So he's going to be 92 in a month. We're going to have to get him. We're getting him a birthday present. He's making it to that birthday.
He needs a cookie, like one of those edible arrangements. Those are nice.
Yep. I'm going to do some OSINT. I don't care if it creeps anyone out. I'm sending that man a basket, something. I'm sending him something. I'm going to go hit up my 92-year-old friend, Robert, and be like, what gift would you give a 92-year-old man going through this?
I'll ask my grandma. She's 92.
Ask her. Like, I want to get, does
what
he
would
need
you
a
like?
back scratcher? What do you want? Do you need, like, what do you like? You know? Dude, I'm just, also the chief that you saw, I think he's passed away, right? And
Yes.
Him and other, like, the amount of people, I feel so bad for him. Like, to have just seen this kid and to know that in that small time frame between then and finding the body, that's what happened. Oh my God. Like, that means that the killer was so close. The chief was so close. And there was no crossover. There was no, like, he didn't even, he's like, I never saw anyone weird around there. Like, that, to me, that says a couple of things. First of all, could have been someone local, right? But those woods are so, that's a town area. Like, a lot of people said that area in those woods, that's somewhere where the teenagers went but also where you went when you were a teenager. So everybody, the consensus is it was someone who grew up here. What do you think?
I think so too.
Me
I
too.
I have my theory, who I think only because I watched that one video so much where they interview is it Cindy, right? The
Mhm.
girlfriend,
The
Henry's
girlfriend. That's
girlfriend,
her. It's
and
Cindy.
the little
Woo, Cindy.
Spitfire. Woo! I love
Mhm.
her. Like
Me too.
she catches herself several times. Like
I think she
I think she
knows
has an
who.
idea. I think she knows who it
Yeah.
is because she talks about a group of boys that teased Henry. And then we
Yeah.
listen to Bernie, and Bernie's saying, "Well, this kid teased me about my ears," and I'm kind of wondering, like,
If it was
was
vice
it the other
versa.
way around? Yeah, that was my
Projection.
thought. And when he said he was a neighbor of Henry's, I found somebody who was a neighbor of Cindy's. Who, if Henry
Mhm.
was walking her home from school, they would have walked right past this house every day.
Toombs, history's about to repeat itself because I also have someone that matches everything you just said. And now I'm wondering if we got the same person. And if so, and also, what if it had nothing to do with Bernie? Yet we both think that. Like that, Bernie, whether he is applicable to this case or not, has, I believe, helped us get some insight. And
He
also
helped
Tara
us get
Forsyth.
here.
Also,
Yeah.
that guy breaking his fucking ankles in the woods, having a
My
meltdown.
boyfriend. My
Yeah,
new boyfriend.
that
He's
guy.
so
How about this? Tomorrow we'll show the website, we'll put any updates, and we'll show Tara Forsyth's video because I feel like he deserves. We'll send him a basket too. Like, thank you for going in the woods.
Yes.
I don't know if
And
you had
bugs.
anything to do with it, but I feel
Goddamn
like you
bugs.
might have. Yeah. Fucking bugs. Like that guy. And he's just like, it's the I got didn't he have to pee at one point? He was like, I gotta pee.
He had so much going on. I'm like, I didn't know if he was there to like do an investigation about Henry or if he was looking for a ghost or what the hell was
I didn't know what he was doing either, but he's like, listen, I'm
But
gonna
it was
show like
good.
he was
It was good.
he's like,
he did a good
didn't
job.
he say something about getting a spirit box? And I was like, I'm out. But at some
He
point
did.
he was
That's
he's
when
intense.
I muted because I just
Yeah.
wanted to keep watching to see if he showed anything else like of the area because that's what I was really watching it for. I really wanted to see like what this area was where they found Henry. But yeah, he did pull out a spirit box and then I was kind of like, all right, no, I don't want to bring that into like
Yeah,
I love my ghost stuff, but I like to keep it separated from my
bless his heart. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah, bless
his heart. He tried his best and we appreciate it. He helped in ways he doesn't know. All
Yes.
right. Well, everyone, we're gonna have Tombstones back ASAP. We're probably tomorrow. We're going to if not sooner, we'll if I can in the morning, I will. I'm just saying
I
we
could
need to
go in the
look at this
morning.
website. You could? Okay. I'll hit you
Yeah,
up in the morning if I can.
Okay.
Because we
I do
gotta
have I have Ghost Story Hour tomorrow night at 11 on a YouTube
Yes.
station near you.
And
So,
let me
I
put
do have that tomorrow night, but I'll be free during the day or in the morning, later in the morning.
Totally. And I do have to go get Dylan now because he is being bothered and harassed by a weird guy trying to take his cigarettes. So I'm going to post. I love it when he gets off work and he's like, there's a guy hitting himself outside. Can you come get me? And I'm like, oh, geez. Tell him to quit. Just walk away. Downtown Austin's the trip.
Why are you doing that? Stop hitting
Yeah,
yourself.
stop it. One time he took a video and then sent it to me and was like, this is what's going on now. And it was a guy just pissing on a bush next to him. And then Dylan points at him and goes, you're peeing. And the guy goes, ah. And it was just so funny. Okay. So this is Tombstone's page on YouTube. Go follow her. She's got a great fucking channel. She's been here since the beginning. She's one of the OGs. Thank you for coming on. We're going to have you back
Thank you
tomorrow.
for having me.
Dude, of course, I can't wait to find out more about Henry because again, regardless of that creepy caller, this is one that this needs to be saved or solved. And I'm honestly, I am at a loss for words. Like it
doesn't feel real. Like my heart
doesn't.
it's like Christmas and my birthday. all just like all at
It's
once. Like I
everything.
can't even. If I didn't have a new knee, I would be jumping on my bed. But if I fall off and
Dude.
break it, then it'll be just yeah.
And congrats on your
I'm
new
excited.
knee. I'm very jealous. Also,
I love it.
I'm manifesting next. Okay, after this, we're manifesting Karina Holmer. I need to see that case get solved. There's no reason an au pair should be cut in half in any town in the US, and we need to find her bottom. So, with that said, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and give everybody what they've wanted since the beginning because they don't want to see us, Tombs. We all know what they want. Okay, we know what they want. I think you know what they want. And it's
big
this.
Get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't seen him on the roof. Never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't lay on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy drill on the roof. Never seen a big boy drill on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy drill on the roof. Big boy drilling on the roof. Big boy drilling on the roof.